Alright, so this is Mr. Trutna here, coming to you live, but not in person. Try to wrap your mind around that, how I could be talking to you live, but I'm not actually here. I'm not actually in person, because I'm doing a recording. So this is the notes for May 7th. That's today, Tuesday, even though I'm not making this video today. Okay? And these are going to be the notes that you're going to be taking. And what's going to happen is I'm going to give you some formulas that you are going to need for today's class. Make sure to write down these formulas on a piece of paper. You're not being supplied with the piece of paper today, but your teacher is going to allow you to use the formulas that you're going to write down. So get out a piece of paper or get out your notebook and be ready to start taking notes. You have 12 seconds before I move on. 11, 10, 9, get out a piece of paper. We're about to start taking notes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Man, that was the longest 12 seconds of my life. Okay, so let's go over formulas. Now, every formula that I'm about to show you are formulas that you have already seen. Okay? And they all involve volume. So we just took a test on volume. When we're done with the notes today, you're about to take another test on volume. Okay? So, volume of prisms. To find the volume of a prism, there are two things you need to find. You need to find the area of a base. Now remember, a prism always has two bases. You find the area of one of those two bases, and then you multiply it by the height of the prism. Area of a base times the height. That's how you find the volume of a prism. Okay? The next formula. Volume of cylinders. Cylinder, remember, is like a soda can. So this is what a cylinder tends to look like right here. The bases of a cylinder are circles, and then you have the main body part. To find the volume of a cylinder, you take the number pi, and you could use 3.14 for that, or you could use the pi function on your calculator. You multiply it by the radius to the second power, and then you multiply that by the height of the cylinder. Okay? So to find the volume of a cylinder, you go pi times the radius to the second power multiplied by the height. It's another formula. Okay? The next formula, there's going to be 5 of these. The next formula is the formula for volume of pyramids. Okay. So remember, a pyramid is like those things in Egypt or in Mexico. The Egyptians or the Mayans are famous for drawing pyramids. It's very typical that a pyramid will be the bottom of the pyramid, or the base of a pyramid will be a square or a rectangle. To find the volume of a pyramid, this is what you do. You find the area of the base, and a pyramid is only going to have one base. It's going to be the bottom. You find the area of the base. You multiply that by the height of the pyramid, and then you divide everything by 3. So area of the base times the height divided by 3. That's how you find volume of a pyramid. Now remember, the height is going to go from the peak or the highest point of the pyramid, and it's going to go straight down right through the middle of the pyramid, and it's going to end right in the center of the base, and it's going to make 90 degrees. So that right there would be the height of the pyramid. The height is actually on the inside of the pyramid. Okay? But that's the formula to find volume of a pyramid. The next formula, the 4th out of 5 formulas that you should be writing down, would be how to find the volume of cones. Like an ice cream cone. Baskin Robbins, love that place. So a cone, you have this triangle, it's almost like a triangle, but it's really not. And then the bottom of a cone is a circle. There we go. It's like a birthday hat. Okay, volume of cones. So to find the volume of a cone, you take the number pi, you multiply it by the radius to the 2nd power, or radius squared. You multiply that by the height of the cone, and then you divide it all by 3. So pi times radius squared times the height divided by 3. Okay? Now remember, the height of a cone is going to go from the very peak or the top of the cone. It's going to be a line segment that's going to go straight down through the middle of the cone. It's going to stop right in the center of the circle, which is the base, and it's going to make a 90-degree angle. So that right there would be a representation of the height of a cone. Okay? And then, of course, if we drew that, that would be your radius of your cone. All right? Okay, last shape that I'm going to give you the formula for would be a sphere. Okay, volume of spheres. And a sphere is a ball. It's not a circle, it's a ball. Like a water polo ball, or a baseball, or a basketball. So this is how we draw a sphere. It's a solid shape. There we go. Okay, to find the volume of a sphere, you take the number 4. You multiply it by pi. And once again, you could use 3.14 for pi, or you could use the pi button or the function on a calculator. Then you multiply that by the radius of the sphere to the 3rd power, or radius cubed, and then you divide it all by 3. So 4 times pi times the radius cubed, and then everything divided by 3. That's how we find the volume of a sphere. Okay? And a radius would be represented by a point right in the center of your great circle. Remember, your great circle is the circle that divides a sphere into 2 equal hemispheres, and that would go out to the sphere. That would be an example of a radius. Okay? So hopefully you got all 5 of these formulas. So what's going to happen now is that your teacher is going to give you a benchmark project. Okay, hold on one second. I got to take my taquitos out of my microwave. My taquitos here. All right. Woo! Sorry. My taquitos were burning. Didn't want them to burn, man. That's dinner tonight. Actually, you're going to be taking a performance task. Okay? The performance task is going to be asking you to find the volume of various shapes. you have to be familiar with those 5 formulas. Volume of a sphere, volume of a prism, cylinder, pyramids, and cones. Okay? You're going to get a performance task. You can use a calculator, and you could use these volume formulas. Work by yourself. Good luck.